Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to LaserBeam Live. This is episode number 24. My name is Ikenna for CNC Labs. And whether it's morning, afternoon, evening, or night, I appreciate you spending a little bit of time with me doing some laser stuff. Let's do it. Let's get right into it. Jack in the shop, our resident laser demon, always first in the chat. Bill, you're awesome. Kenny, it's okay. You use the word we're not supposed to use in these live streams, but it's okay. We'll catch you on the next one. Come back, rewatch it. Guys, if you are watching this live, you don't need this information. But if you want to come back to it, if you go to our CNC Labs YouTube channel, you click on the live tab. All of our LaserBeam lives are cataloged there, so you can watch. If you have to leave us in the middle, in the beginning, or if you didn't catch me live at all, that's all right. You can catch it there. Who else is in the chat? Nicholas, glad to see you. Gamer Dad, how you doing? Bill, already said hi. Doug, evening to all. Evening, evening, evening. Louis, our cinematic demon, is in the chat. How you doing today? Okay, let's get right into it. What are we doing? What are we doing? We are using the Vortex today. As you know, we are just waiting. We are weeks away from getting all the parts we need to start whipping together some Vortexes and shipping them out to you as soon as possible. So today I thought, why not do the most highly recommended project for laser, beam, and Vortex, which is a tumbler. Guys, how many of you guys have sent in a ticket asking if you can engrave tumblers? Volume is too low? All right, let me help you out just a little bit. All right. Here, I gave it a little bit of boost. Let me know if that's okay. I can always go higher. As long as you guys don't get sick of my voice, I'll crank it as high as you want me to, okay? Mic is over here. Let me get that mic over here. Don't worry. That's going to be a lot better. Hopefully I'm not blowing out your eardrums. Just let me know in the chat if I am. We'll adjust. You know me. I'm ready to adjust on the fly. Yeah, guys, like I was saying, how many of you have sent emails asking if you could engrave a tumbler? Well, today is that day, guys. We are going to find out that answer. Can you engrave a tumbler with a Vortex and a laser beam? We're going to figure it out. We're going to try some things. Don't hate me if we fail, but I'm always willing to try. Let's get right into it. Guys, we're not going to be doing this gold one. I got a black one set up right in our laser beam and our Vortex. Guys, I will get a third camera for the next stream. Don't worry. I will get a third camera so you guys can have that horizontal view of what's happening in the laser, and we'll keep this top-down view just for the LightBurn webcam system. But this is the exact same product. Gamer Dad says he for sure didn't ask that question, but a lot of people have. And when I did my research, we Googled projects. What type of rotary projects do people want to do? What type of laser projects do we want to do? We saw the overlap being tumblers. They're so easy to do. There's such a cool product. It can be a custom gift. It could be a custom prize. Maybe we'll do some custom merch, little merch action. Maybe we'll send some out as a prize for a contest. You never know. The possibilities are endless. So as I just showed you, I have one set up in the Vortex right now. All I did was take the cap off and I opened up the jaws so that it would press against the inside of the cap. You could either, you can either close down on it or you can open it, and that's what I did. I ended up opening it in the inside of the bottle, and yeah. Oh yes, show the camera mount when I can. Yes, I will try. Okay, Bill, if you are here for the entire stream, please remind me before we ending. I'll be doing my outro. I need you to remind me to show us the webcam thing. I will literally grab the camera right here. I'll flip it around. I'll show you, and then I'll end the stream. So, Bill, if you can do that, please remind me. When I'm in my live stream mode, I'm in my LaserBeam live mode, I'm very scatterbrained. I'm all over the place. But As long as you guys are enjoying it, that's okay. Bill, I'm going to try to remember, but if I don't, try to remind me before we leave today. I'll take the camera, I'll spin it around, I'll show you exactly how my webcam is set up for you guys. In the last couple of streams, we've been using that. Today, we're going back to basics, back home. We're going back to gSender. gSender just feels like home. I feel like I was cheating on gSender for a while. I know we always use LightBurn to design, but gSender is just so simple to set up our projects, right? And we love the webcam feature, but for rotary projects, I want to use gSender. I know how it works. I know how to use the plugin in LightBurn to get what I need to get out of it in gSender. So today we are using gSender. Guys, I think I'm going to engrave this one for me. So a lot of you guys are asking, well, I thought you couldn't engrave aluminum with a diode laser, especially a blue diode laser. And guys, we aren't actually engraving aluminum. We are just removing the paint to reveal the metal look, guys. How does that look? You see that? So this is what a lot of these companies do, and we are not sponsored by this company. It just so happened to be the cheapest water bottle tumbler I could find at Canadian Tire today. So that's what we ended up going with. I got the black one set up because I think the contrast between silver and black will look better than the contrast between silver and gold. But if it's a success, then I will end up engraving this another day and maybe giving it to one of the Vortex guys or whoever wants it in the office. We can do anything we want. So yeah, what am I actually going to design today? So I didn't actually pick anything out. You know me, I like to kind of figure things out on the fly. You know what? I always call Jack. Actually, no, before we start designing, I have one more thing. Guys, everybody, this is the 24th LaserBeam Live. We are 2 shows away from hitting a year, an entire year of you listening to this face or listening to this voice coming out of this face and watching it. I can do nothing but be grateful. I can do nothing but be appreciative of your support. Guys, you guys keep me company in the chat. You guys make fun of me. You guys joke with me. And you guys help me when I don't know what's going on. Because, you know, as much as I know, sometimes you guys know the missing piece of knowledge. And hopefully I'm doing the same for you, where you come into the stream. Of course you have a good time. Of course you're entertained. But hopefully you're learning something as well, and we're figuring things out together. And I cannot tell you how much I appreciate that. So I need you guys to do me a favor. I need you to like this stream. I need you to share it with a friend who might be interested in laser stuff, CNC routers, rotary axes, all that fun stuff. A guy doing projects on a live stream. Who knows? Who knows? Guys, share it, like it, and help us out with the algorithm, guys. Come on. Come on. I'm your friend, right? I'm your friendly neighborhood laser guy, right? So go ahead and like this video or live stream, comment, get active in the chat. We appreciate it. I appreciate it. All right, let's get into it. Enough of my energy. I don't know why. Before this stream started, I was so tired. I was groggy, and then as soon as I started the stream, you guys, I feel your energy. It's like the spirit bomb from Dragon Ball Z. Like you guys are feeding me your energy, and I am feeling it. So I'm feeling great right now. And as much as I like to call Jack in the shop, very, very loyal supporter here, our resident laser demon, I think I can finally call myself a laser demon, okay? I am giving that title to myself as well, okay? There's not only one laser demon, there's multiple laser demons. But today, I think I am one. So today, what am I gonna be engraving? I'm gonna be engraving my name and laser demon under it, because what am I, guys? Let me see it in the chat. What am I? What title did I bestow upon myself about 30 seconds ago? Come on, I need to see it in the chat. Come on, I'm gonna wait. We got all the time in the world. Actually, we don't have all the time in the world. I'm usually out of here within an hour, so there we go. There we go. Yes, yes, there we go. Oh, you guys warmed my heart. Warmed my heart. So Guys, let's go over the basics. LightBurn, we are not connected to our machine on LightBurn. We actually connected to our machine on gSender. Whichever one you open up first and whichever software is faster will connect to it first. So, you know, if you open up LightBurn, it might auto connect to LightBurn and then you're gonna have issues connecting it to gSender. So you do kind of want to open up gSender first, connect to your machine, and then afterwards you can open up LightBurn. So we're starting from the very basics, guys. Set up your machine, size, you're using the Gerbil post processor, not Gerbil 1.1e, not Gerbil, like any moniker after Gerbil, just regular Gerbil. Put in your dimensions of your machine and then select that. Then you're gonna select the USB. You don't want to connect to it unless you're actually trying to run it through LightBurn. We are gonna be running things through gSender today. So what is next, guys? We want to double check our S value max, okay? So in device settings, right here, this has to match our $30 value. It is our max available signal. And if this matches our $30, then we're gonna get whatever power setting we set in LightBurn. If one is higher than the other, then you're always gonna be capped, essentially, by the percentage between the two, okay? The fraction of the two numbers, right? So if one is 255 and the other is 1,000, you're only gonna be able to get 100% in LightBurn is only gonna meet at 25% when you're actually running your code. So guys, this is the basics. We're just running through the very, very, very basics. So we're good on that. We can now start looking at our laser tools because we want to enable rotary. Guys, this is going to be a simple, quick workflow to use the rotary axis, the vortex with LightBurn, right? We don't need the updated gSender. I'm still using the older gSender Edge, and we don't need anything other than to calibrate everything here correctly. So what are we doing? We have our chuck. We're selecting chuck because the vortex is a chuck style rotary axis. We're going to enable our rotary. If you don't enable this, it's going to export your code as regular laser code, guys. I appreciate you guys, don't worry. And what are we doing? So we're selecting the y-axis, right? So in other iterations of LightBurn, we may be able to get away with selecting the a-axis because the newer gSenders can potentially process that a signal or at least convert the y to an a signal. But for now, we are simply going to put in 35.55. So when we put this into millimeters per rotation, we no longer have to change any EEPROM settings. This will compensate everything within our code, our actual job. So it might get, you know, compressed when we visualize it in gSender, but it will actually work. 360 degrees on this LightBurn file will mean 360 degrees on our vortex rotary axes, all right? So that's the value here, 35.55. Then, like we said in our last vortex project, we actually do need to input our object diameter. So I measured where I want to engrave. I want to engrave on this base that stays pretty uniform, right? The size stays pretty uniform. There might be slight changes, but we're gonna kind of just find the middle ground of where we're trying to laser engrave, and we're gonna choose that. And that happened to be 70.5 millimeters as the diameter. It'll automatically calculate the circumference, and just know that that's gonna be the max height in your y-axis that you can design. So I just know that 221.48, I'm just gonna say 221 for simplicity's sake, is gonna be the max height that I can design in my workspace, right? So if I want to do a full wrap, I'm going to make my item 221.482 millimeters long in the y-axis in my design space if I wanted to do a full wrap, okay? So keep that in mind. I'm going to click OK. Once you're clicking OK, you can always check back in Laser Tools, and if you see this green light here, you know that you're enabled. Your rotary axis is going to be enabled. Any code that you now export is going to be rotary code. It's going to make the necessary changes, and so make sure that if you're going back to regular laser G code with all the axes, that you're going to want to change that back, guys. So just remember to change that back. All right. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to organize OBS over here so it's a little easier to see your chat. There we go. All right, so I told you guys we're going to be doing text today. So let's make a text box. Because our y-axis essentially acts as this, we are going to design this way in LightBurn. So we're going to design from here this way. Right? That makes sense. Right? Right? Laser's moving in X. This is moving in Y. So our text, we actually know, I lied, we do want to run it this way, from bottom to top or top to bottom. So that is the orientation that we do want to run our text. So I'm going to be writing our text, and then I'm going to be rotating it upwards so that it runs this way, so that everything's in line. And because you can do across designs, but I feel like when you're doing cylindrical items, the cool thing is being able to go around the piece, because we can keep things stationary and just run it on the X. But that doesn't seem interesting to me. So let's do it the other way. So I'm going to type my name. And Laser Demon. Very simple. Let's customize it a little bit. This is a little bit too simple, guys. Let's play with the font. What font do we want, guys? What font? Let's get something cool. Something that looks cool. Ooh, this looks like royal, okay? It's like cursive. It's a bit royal. But I do like thicker stroke of the actual pen or the digital pen in terms of this font. I do like the bolder fonts, right? Because it's easier to see that metal behind the paint when we're engraving it, and it just looks better to me. It does look a little bit better. Oh, this gives me the heebie-jeebies. I don't like that at all. This is just so uniform. I might actually like it. It's almost like it's so corporate. I love it. Oh, this looks pretty nice, but I do want a little bit more spacing in the horizontal space. If you guys have any suggestions for your favorite font in LightBurn, I feel like Impact is pretty simple. Okay, we'll keep that in mind. Ooh, I do like this. I'm sorry, I asked for your opinion and then I made my decision. I like this. Krungthep. Krungthep. I'm definitely not pronouncing that correctly, but you know what? I like it, so let's go with it. So now we need to rotate this. No, what are we trying to do? We want to rotate this. Rotate, and we're gonna hit the 90 degrees. Go with Joker, man. Nah, I got, you know what? I have to follow my heart. I have to follow my soul with the Krungthep, okay? Not only do I like the way the font looks, the name is very, very intriguing. So maybe we can flip it. No. Okay, so we're gonna undo that. And then we're gonna go 270. Yeah, that's what we wanted. 90, flipped it 90 in the other way. We wanted to go 270 to get things right side up. All right, so I wanna make sure the X position is 0 and 0, so it's aligned nice and easy. And then I wanna go with my height. So if the entire circumference all the way around is 221 millimeters, how far do I want my design to wrap? I feel like 30% is pretty good, right? Like a third of the way around, so that you can kind of see it from any from one angle. You could go with a half, but then some of the text is going to get cut off. But we also don't want it to be too smushed in, right? We don't want it to be too smushed in. We want it to give it enough length so that we can actually read it correctly. But we're gonna use this bottle as a test bottle, right? We can always buy more. We can always try different things. I can always move it and try different areas. So I don't want to take up too much of the space. So let's see if we want to change width. So 5 centimeters, you know, probably something like that. Might want to go with something like 10 centimeters, 100 millimeters wide, which is essentially going to be the height. Okay, I do want to get rid of some of this dead space. So I'm gonna remove the V space. Then I wanna see if we can bold it just to make it wider. Did bolding do anything? Do we have to be in the text mode for it to do anything? No, it doesn't seem to do anything. All right. I think we should make the width 100 again. And then the height, I think, you know what? I think 100, 110. I think we can go halfway. Maybe it needs a little bit more. Yeah, we will be turning that to fill, or else it will just be line work. And line work, when we're doing tumblers, is not really the best way to go. We want it to do a fill. So let's try 150. Even if it wraps around a little bit, I still think it will look nice. I just don't want the text to be too compressed. All right, I'm happy with that design. All right. Obviously, it could fail miserably. It could look horrible, but you know, it's all about trial and error here. So just like Doug said in the chat, he is very correct. You don't really want to do line work on this. Obviously, you know, it could maybe look nice. I don't know. But for me, whenever I see tumblers like this, you want the contrast, right? You want that, that silver, aluminum, metal look to pop through the color of the tumbler. So I'm gonna go with fill so that it actually gets rid of as much of the aluminum as possible. All right, so settings. Guys, I am shooting in the dark with settings, speed and power. I do wanna lower speed because I don't want it to be like jerking around. Relax, guys. I don't want it to be like moving too quickly. So, and you know, we got time. What time is it? We got like 35 minutes, okay? So we don't need to be rushing this. We want it to be max power because we can always increase the speed or we can stop it, right? I'm gonna do multiple passes just in case. I'm gonna do 4 passes just because I don't know how long this, I don't know how much power this specific powder coat like that's on the bottle needs to get removed, right? It could be like I could need a lot more than I think. I could need a lot less than I think. It's all gonna come down to how the paint adheres to the metal, right? Bill, I could, but I'm living life on the edge. I'm living life like a true laser demon. And if it doesn't work, I can always run it again. And if I get through it very quickly, I can always just stop it halfway through the passes. I like overestimating my passes because I can always stop it, but I hate having to run it again, right? Like having it stop and then run it again. I'd rather let it do one pass. I could even pause it, double check. Does it look good? No, let's run it. Let it keep running. It keeps running on the second pass. Looks good. Oh yeah, 2 passes in, we're good. We don't need the other 2. We can stop it there. I was actually considering having another coffee before I started the stream, and I didn't. I actually didn't, okay? So keep your accusations to yourself, Bill. I am a Diet 7-Up guy. I'm not a Mountain Dew type of guy. I take offense to that, okay? I do not punch holes in the wall for fun, okay? And if you're a Mountain Dew guy, come on. You can't even take offense to that. That's kind of the brand of Mountain Dew, like riding dirt bikes and punching holes in walls. You kind of have to just take that L. All right, everything looks good to me. I got a fill. I lowered our speed. We're at 100% power, and I have 4 passes. Doesn't mean I'm gonna need all 4 passes, but I include 4 passes, okay? So let's run it. I'm gonna call this file LaserDemon1.nc. There we go. And guys, just a reminder, we had laser tools and rotary axes turned on, which means when we actually open it up in gSender, it's gonna look compressed, right? But that's just this the software compensating for the difference in steps versus like the steps on the lead screw that runs your y-axis versus the steps actually moving your vortex rotary. And of course, once we release a very stable version of gSender with the rotary accessory tool in the corner here, everything becomes much easier because it's very much automated. So you could just design in LightBurn regularly without even using the rotary tool, and then just open it up. And as long as you're switched on the rotary, it'll know exactly what to do in terms of the steps per rotation in your EEPROM setting. So, but I have no problem doing it this way. So guys, I'm just gonna move my x-axis here. And I'll show you guys that I updated the mount a little bit from last week. All I did was add these little slots because when you're mounting it, you won't have to unscrew your M512s all the way out. So it's a little bit easier. I didn't add it to this because we don't want that same kind of, you don't want this to be more secure because the weight is gonna be on this side. So I have that set up right now, which is, honestly, I love it because it actually just gets the router out of the way, right? Because the y-axis is locked when you focus your laser over like the material, you're kind of already set, right? Like I don't even need to worry about clearances because it's not going to be moving up and down. The laser, unless I enable z-axis, and then I can measure things to make sure I'm not going to crash, but I'm not going to be moving in the y. So there's no way, as long as when I set up my laser, there's no like contact with anything, like my part that I'm actually mounting into the vortex, and my router mount, my Makita router, anything like that. As long as it's not like touching anything there, like maybe just do a full rotation to check, and then you're good, right? Because it's only going to be moving in the X. And because of this mount, it moves this forward if you have a side-mounted plate, and you're good to go. And same thing if you have a front-mounted plate, it's already in the front, and you're clearing your router by so much distance that you're kind of good to go. So I really do like this little mount that we got going on, and we're going to be getting it made in steel, the same material as our laser mount, and then we're going to be doing a zinc plating, you know, so that we can avoid corrosion in the long term. So again, it kind of just, you know, works like that. Bing, bang, boom. And now you have a offset for the vortex. And also it kind of offsets your laser for anybody who didn't like the position on the side mount. So a 2-for-1 deal. You're welcome, guys. I appreciate you. And this is how I show my love. So I'm going to zero everything. I think I have it in a placement that I want. I already checked the height. Okay, so I think I'm going to be good. I think I'm just going to rotate it so that my logo doesn't overlap with the bottle's logo. Probably just going to decrease this so I can get more accurate spin here. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm going to zero it all. I'm going to show you guys what I'm doing here. Oh, Bill, of course you're repping the Mountain Dew. Now I understand. You're a Pepsi guy. You're a Pepsi PSYOP plant in our live stream here to promote Mountain Dew. Now I understand it all. Do you even have a long mill at home, Bill? I'm so suspicious now. Is this the new age 2023 way of marketing? Okay, I'm a little suspicious. Yeah, Pepsi does own Mountain Dew. They do own Mountain Dew. That's why I'm calling him out, you know. He said I was having Mountain Dew, but really he was just trying to implant that idea into my head for his old employers, you know. I have my third eye open, guys. You can't trick me. No, I can admit I'm kind of energetic today. I'm a little bit more energetic than usual. Mountain Dew is something different here. Okay, I'm not even gonna touch that one. Code red, code red. All right, Bill, I believe you. I believe you. I know. I trust you. I trust you. I'm just having a gaffe. All right, who's ready to go? Let's import this file. We called it LaserDemon. So let me just find that .nc, LaserDemon1. So as you can see, it is very compressed, right, in the visualizer, but that's just because we compensated in LightBurn instead of changing our EEPROM settings in gSender. But guys, you won't have to worry about that because once we release a very stable version of gSender with the rotary tool, then you won't really have to worry about that. Our resources will explain everything, take you through the workflow, but this is always like a good backup system. Yeah, dude does have way too much caffeine, but I refuse to drink caffeine after like noon, right? Or else I'll be up until 6 a.m. So I do have to be careful. So we got our laser mode on. I don't need to focus or test it. My laser is kind of always focused as long as I use the tool to kind of measure it off. This little measuring tool that you all get with the LaserBeam. As long as I use that, I almost never change my I almost never touch my lens focus ring, so it's almost always in focus if I'm in that range. Sips on Tim's coffee. Some people drink so much caffeine that they actually love a caffeinated drink right before bed. So hey, you got to do the do. You got to do what makes you happy. As long as you're getting to bed on time, I support it. I definitely love my coffees in the morning. All right. Let me turn on the laser driver. You guys let me know if you're having a hard time hearing me. I feel like I always compensate for turning on the driver because I can hear the noise, but the mic actually does a great job of canceling out the noise so you guys aren't like drowned out by the fan noise. So it's a bit of a weird feeling because I watch it back and it's almost like I'm yelling, but like you guys actually can't hear the fan noise. So it just sounds like I'm like yelling to you guys for some reason. It's a bit weird when I watch it back. What's bed? Yeah, I was a what's bed type of guy too, but I'm really trying to get my 8 hours every night. And yeah, awesome. That's great to hear. Thank you for the feedback, Bill. Everything's good. Our driver's on. I'm on dip switch 5. Our file is all loaded. I'm zeroed out. As you can see here, I got my laser centered above my my aluminum tumbler on the vortex, and I think all I got to do is start the job and hope for the best. Guys, I bought 2 of these because if we make a mistake, we're going to try to fix it and we're going to run it again. First, I'll run it again on this and until we run out of space, and then we'll try it on the second one if it doesn't look that great or if we have to keep running it. So again, this is 4 passes. Let's see what's happening. Let's start it up. Guys, I'm just going to pause it for a second and double check my height. Yeah, everything looks good on there. I'm just going to cancel the job. Sorry. I don't know why, but I had a feeling that things weren't like perfectly focused. Just by look, I've ran the laser enough times. I'm just going to go back to 0. Yeah, I've ran the laser enough times to kind of have a sixth sense of when I see the laser and it's not looking too focused. I'm just going to grab a piece of wood. This is 6mm wood. So I'm just going to raise the Z-axis by 6mm. And then I'm just going to test the focus real quick. I'm going to turn that laser on. So yeah, I was correct. This thing was supremely out of focus. So I didn't unfocus it, but obviously somehow it got unfocused, which is why it's always good to just double check. So let's turn the laser off. Let's turn the laser off. And then let's drop it back, or let's go back to 0, which will drop it back down 6mm. All right, maybe it doesn't want to do that, so I'll just manually do it. 0 everything. And now we are in focus, double checked, and let's start the job. Yeah, that looks a lot better. So I'm curious to see how many passes it needs in order to get through to the aluminum, because I wonder if it's something like 10 passes. I'll just keep running it until we get where we need to go. Okay. All right. All right. I said I'll get a new webcam for next stream. Okay? I promise. I promise. I'm not crossing my toes. I will remember. We need another webcam. This other one is already taken up for the webcam LightBurn setup, which makes my life so much easier. I've become so militant about nobody touching my webcam setup. I'm like, I'm like running around the the office, like trying to find out who's on my. Oh no, guys! 3 hours estimated time. I'm hoping it's not gonna actually take 3 hours, and if it does, I am gonna just speed this up a little bit using the feed, the live feed offshoot. But we shall see. Oh, it's only getting, it's only getting, it's only going higher. All right, let's speed this up. I'm gonna ramp this up. Maybe I should have done something smaller, but you know, c'est la vie, guys. C'est la vie. I'm just gonna crank it 200%, which is about, actually, we'll take it to 230, which is about, should turn things to about 23, from 10 millimeters per second to about 23 millimeters per second. Hey, you live by the laser, you die by the laser, okay? Good thing, I'm hoping it'll do my name first, and then it'll go down and do the laser demon, because if I can just get my name done, I'll call that a win, and we'll keep it moving, guys. Maybe I'll just take a nap, and you guys can just watch me nap. I heard those types of live streams do extremely well nowadays, where people just watch people sleep for 9 hours. So maybe I'll just grab a little snuggie, and I'll just take a little nap. All right, I'll talk to you guys about how I actually did my focus really quick. You guys kind of just saw me do it on the fly, because I visually noticed that my laser was not in focus, right? So what did I do? This tool is the focus finder, comes with every laser. It has one for each lens. It's labeled. You can see the G2 cutout for your G2 lens. And all I did was I used a scrap piece of material, a piece of material that I know the thickness of. This is 6 millimeters. And all I did was, like, at first, I used this to set the height of my laser to the material that I'm engraving, which was this aluminum bottle. So I put this in between, and I drop the Z until it either touches this, or I can turn this. This is the bottom side of the focus range height, and I go down until I'm like pretty, like hovering above this, right? So usually I get it to touch this, and then I drop it down one more, and then I make sure it's not lower than this, so I know I'm in the middle of these two heights, right? So that's how I originally set my height, but when I came back to it, all I did was I used the 6 millimeter piece of scrap wood. I went into gSender, I entered Z move equals 6 in the adjuster. I just put 6 millimeters, and I raised it. I clicked Z up once, right? So I know that it's only going to go up by 6 millimeters. And then all I have to do is use the laser on function. I use it at like 1-2%. I don't need it to be that high in order to know that it's in focus. And then I just twist the focus ring until I get it into focus on this material, not my actual work material. This technique works whether you are doing things on a flat surface or whether you're using the rotary tool. And all I did was focus it on this. I turned the laser off in the laser tool tab, and then I dropped it back down to 6 millimeters, and I made sure that everything was zeroed at my original start point, not when I raised the 6 millimeters. I wanted it to zero back when everything was the correct height to my actual tumbler that's in the vortex right now, or that would be your actual work material that you would be lasering on. And boom, we got it focused. Our material isn't damaged or anything, and we kind of just made sure that everything was okay. So I'm gonna check on it. Oh, I can definitely see the text, but the text is like really large. I should have sized everything correctly, but you know me, oh, I like to freestyle. And so I think we might have enough room to get it on. I just don't think we'll have enough time to get it done. Right now, it's like sitting like maybe like this. And then the next, like the text under it, will probably sit like this. And I'm hoping I have enough room below it. But we might just stop it after it does my name, because I don't mind that. Like, that's still pretty cool. Maybe I'll come back next time. And this, I will actually engrave Laser Demon on. And then we can do a laser competition. You gauge off the body, LV Vance. Yeah, honestly, one pass is getting like half the coat off. And then I think like 2 passes or 3 passes will get the entire thing back to the metal coating. But LV Vance, you measure to the body, not the focus ring, not anything else. The actual body, the big aluminum body heat sink. Yeah, you measure off that to your material. If you need a clarification, go to our resource section, LaserBeam, go to the focusing section, and there'll be images that can walk you through the entire process. So, see, like right now, I can tell that it's almost like a gray. Yeah, LV Vance, just head up to our website. You go to resources. There's going to be a section for every one of our machines, whether it's long mill V1 or MK1, long mill MK2, and then you're going to see one for LaserBeam and also gSender. Click on the LaserBeam one, go through the whole process of using your laser, assembling your laser, and all that fun stuff, and then you'll see a tab for focusing, lining up. You'll see the process that I just went through and where to actually measure off of with detailed images, and we're only adding more images, adding more text to make things more understandable. So yeah, right now I can tell that it's removed some of the paint. Like I can look and I can see the text, but instead of seeing silver, I'm seeing like a grayish, you know, I'm seeing more like a grayish tint, right? So I feel like we're getting rid of one layer of paint or like some of the paint layer to the point where I can see the engraving, but we're not at the point where I can actually see that silvery metal finish, right? That base of the aluminum bottle itself. So I do believe it's going to take a couple passes. And yeah, we might be here for another hour. We might be here for another hour and a half. It might need 3 passes, which might take about an hour and a half. Obviously, I hope that you guys stay with me and I can end this stream maybe a little bit early and just stay here to make sure that it finishes. And then we could post pictures on our socials and everything, because I don't think I'm going to be staying here for 2 hours. But also, I know that especially with code like this, the estimator might not be perfectly accurate. It might be accurate. It might not be perfectly accurate. If I would lean towards the fact that it is going to be accurate. So I might be in the office for another 2 hours, but I probably will not run the stream for another 2 hours. Yeah, so worst case, we will post the results on our blog, on our Facebook page, on our Instagram page, and all that fun stuff. And then obviously on our next LaserBeam Live episode number 25, I will show off the finished results. And yeah, so let's hope that it finishes a lot quicker, or that by the second pass, we have blasted through we've ran through our surface and we can see the aluminum by the second pass, or by the end of the second pass. Yeah, right? Some McDonald's while we wait. Maybe not today, but maybe next time. Maybe next time I'll grab like a Chipotle bowl or something something like that. Yeah, so while we wait, is there anything you guys want to, tell me, talk about? You guys want to ask me questions, anything like that? I'm just going to double check and see if there's any company news that I missed that I could talk about in the meantime, and you guys can always ask questions, and then we can kind of take it from there. Let me just double check. Hopefully I have some updates for you guys, some company updates that I can share. All right, so I do have a little bit of news that I can share with you in the meantime while we wait. Vortex shipping dates. Guys, there was a strike at the port in Vancouver. It's now been resolved, and those parts are currently on their way. So the Vortex, the parts will be in-house in a couple of weeks. We actually expect them to be in our actual warehouse by end of this week, and then we can start assembly and testing, and then we'll kind of roll them out on a slow basis, maybe 30, 40 machines a week, and then so we can get some feedback and make sure that there's no big issues before we ship out everybody's Vortex. So we're gonna kind of do a little slow roll, get some feedback, make sure that all the shipping is good, make sure they're arriving correctly, make sure everything's working on your end, make sure the stuff on gSender's end is all completed, and then we'll kind of crank it up back to like full shipping capacity, right? So expect parts to be in shop by end of this week, maybe early next week, and then we'll start assembly, we'll start QA, assembly, all that fun stuff. I'll definitely see if I can get my own personal Vortex so I can keep one at the long mill. So while you guys are actually getting your Vortexes at home, I could just continue to be running Vortex LaserBeam projects, which sounds pretty fun to me. So yeah, parts are coming in. Guys, with those parts, we're also getting controllers. That was our bottleneck. Most of you guys probably, if you ordered in the past 2 months, we're probably experiencing 1 day, 2 day, 3 day lead times. Guys, our entire operation team worked very hard to push that and get that lead time so low so that machines were shipping out next day, by the second day, by the third day you order, you're getting a tracking number, right? We worked very hard, but there's always things that pop up, and all we can do is adjust. And one thing that I think CNC Labs does very well is adjust. So we adjusted, we figure things out, and now we have boards coming our way. Should be with the same shipment as the Vortex parts, so it should be end of this week, maybe early next week, and then we can continue to ship out machines, and then again get that lead time down to maybe 1 day, 2 day, 3 day lead time. So we're very excited about that. And what else is there? Guys, there's always a contest. So what is the contest this week? You submit your projects, and you can win free stuff from us. I know, we're just so generous, right? Amazing, we love it. What is the contest topic? Projects that are used in your workshop. I saw on the Facebook group today, somebody posted a sign that was carved and engraved that said laser in use, and then they painted it and they made it look all nice, and I just thought that was awesome because yeah, it's just so simple to do, but it actually is very useful in your shop because you don't want anybody just walking in right now. Like if somebody walked in right now, I have blinders on my actual workbench so that nobody can just walk in and see the laser, but it's just dangerous light. Waveforms, just light being blasted in all directions, especially when you're doing stuff like aluminum that is reflective. It's gonna shoot light all over the place, creating a very dangerous workshop for anybody who doesn't have these glasses on. So you don't want somebody to just slip up, walk into your shop by accident, and now they're blind. For what? You were just trying to make a cool project. Now all of a sudden, your roommate is blind, your wife is blind. You're never gonna hear the end of it. So that is always a good idea, is to create a sign for the outside of your shop when your laser is in use so nobody can accidentally walk in. And guys, so this project, or this week's project theme, is stuff that you would use in the shop. You know what, Gamer Dad? I'd rather tell people that they're going to become instantly blind than say the opposite and be like, nah, it's chill. You could probably stare at the light for about, 30 seconds before you actually start tearing up and your eyes start watering and swelling. I'd rather tell people the opposite and say, yeah, the moment, if you ever look at the laser without these glasses, your eyes will explode in a fireball of just a mess and gooey nastiness, and you're blind forever. Then lean on the other end, Yeah, your projects really do lose the allure if the recipient is now blind, unless like you're making braille items, which people actually do make with the long nail, which is super cool. If it's predictable, it's preventable. I love it. I feel like Smokey the Bear, giving tips out. So guys, I'm gonna try to see if we can. Yeah, like I can very clearly see the first letters of my name, and it looks really cool. I just know it's not all the way engraved through. I can definitely see the contrast. It's like a gray. It's almost like a light gray to black. But what we want is that silver to black, right? That's what we want to hear. Gamer Dad knows what's up. Get those glasses, spare glasses, make a sign so people know, okay, I'm walking into the shop, laser is in use, let me throw on a pair of glasses if I do need to go in, and if not, or if I don't have glasses, then I'm just going to walk away and come back when the sign is off, or double check by knocking, asking the person in the shop. Guys, safety is always very important. All right, so this timer is moving a lot quicker than I thought. We're already an hour. We went from 2 hours to an hour and 30 minutes in about 8 minutes of real time. So if that kind of tracks for the rest of it, then we should be done in about 30 minutes, which is not too bad. Or at least, yeah, we should be done in 30 minutes. But what I'm going to do is the moment it gets to the end of my name, which is this line right here, this series of text here, the moment it gets to here, I'm going to pause it and then reset it so that it comes back and starts engraving my name again for a second pass. Because I'm not sure the order. I don't want it to do a first pass here, like on my name. Here, I'll show you my screen. I don't want it to do a first pass here on my name and then do a second pass here on the laser demon part. We have given up on the laser demon part, and now I'm just going to do my name. I know, very egotistical, but that's okay. You'll have to forgive me. So the moment it finishes this line, which is the text that is my name, we are going to stop and then reset the job so that we can get to the second pass without it having to do this line, my name, and then laser demon, and then go back this line for a second pass, and then laser demon. Yep, I'm still at 200% speed, and I think I made the actual stock speed in LightBurn, 12. Yeah, so we're about like 30 millimeters per second, right? So we're not far off from our default speed, which is like 25 millimeters per second, which is essentially like an inch per second. So we're a little bit higher than an inch per second, I believe, which is pretty good. And I do believe like 3 passes will get the job done, right? And we're still on first pass of like this first word. So you guys let me know. If you guys just want to watch it, I'll stay here for another like hour. But if you guys are getting bored and you'd rather just see the finished results later, I can always end the stream at my usual time that I end the stream, which is usually about 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, which we're about like 5 minutes away from. And I can always just let this run. I'll stay here in the office until it finishes. And then you guys can check it out on our website blog or on our Instagram story or on our Facebook page or on the next LaserBeam Live, where I will show you the finished results. I would hate to leave you on a cliffhanger, though. I would hate to talk about how it's working and how it's going to look so cool and how it's one of the most suggested projects, and then all of a sudden I leave you guys on a cliffhanger. Okay, Gamer Dad's vote is like, Gamer Dad's vote is that we stay on. I'm gonna see how I feel, okay? Because as much as I love you guys, as much as I appreciate your support, I feel like I may tire out and I may have to hit the eject button at some point and just yeah, just sit here quietly alone while this laser drop finishes. Guys, go ahead and like this video, share this live stream, comment when it's done, and go check out Jack in the Shop's video. Jack in the Shop, one of our laser demons. He has fiber lasers, long mill, diodes, CO2 lasers. Definitely check out his videos. Dana, welcome, 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 Dana. How are you doing? Today we are doing a tumbler on the Vortex and the laser. We are using our newly designed Vortex LaserBeam, mount. Offsets the laser if you have a side mount. Also offsets the height, regardless of what mount you have, whether it's the front or the side. You'll offset the height so that you can use the G2 lens on the Vortex very easily. And today we are engraving an aluminum tumbler. You can actually engrave in aluminum, but you can get rid of the paint to show the contrast between the silver metal and the actual color of the paint. So we got a black one in the Vortex right now, and it has essentially removed like its first layer of paint. But I do believe it's gonna need about 2 more passes in order to really show that shiny metal finish. So I think once it's finishing this layer, I'm gonna stop it, reset it, so that it can continue the second pass immediately. It may do this first line first, like it may finish up my name, which is this first section up here. And then it may want to go immediately down here and finish that before it goes back up here for pass 2. Or it may just finish this first pass on my name and then redo the second pass on my name and then third and then fourth and then go down and start doing the second text. So based on that, we will see. But I promise you, I'm not going anywhere until this finishes, whether I stream it or not. Yeah, there is a storm coming in Western Ontario, southwest Ontario. So if you are in that area, definitely be careful, drive safe, hunker down. Rebecca, how are you doing? Howdy, howdy, howdy. We are engraving a tumbler today on aluminum on the Vortex, guys, and parts will be in for the Vortex next week or late this week, and then we will begin assembly and shipping. So we're doing a bit of aluminum engraving. We're engraving away the paint on an aluminum tumbler, one that's exactly like this, but the paint is black instead of gold. We're using the Vortex with it, and we are also using the mount that we designed our last stream. So we designed this, we made a few changes, but we're using this to offset the laser. The storm cannot scare a laser demon. What's thunder to a laser god? What is lightning to a laser demon? Okay? I love the energy, Jack. So yeah, thanks for joining us, Rebecca. Even if it's late, I do appreciate you participating in the chat. We all appreciate it. It's a fun time. We'll keep you company for a little bit longer, and then we'll get out of here. So unfortunately, you won't see the perfect results. But what I'll do is before I end the stream, I'm gonna take the camera off the tripod first for Bill, so I can show him the webcam setup, because I promised him last time and I forgot, so I will do that. And then I'll show you where the actual design is at right now before I end the stream, so that you can see how much progress we made with one pass, 100%, dip switch 5, and about 30 millimeters per second. So you'll see how much progress we made on an aluminum tumbler, on the Vortex, with the LaserBeam and the LaserBeam Vortex bracket. One pass so far, 100% power, dip switch 5, 30 millimeters per second. So I think I will be wrapping up the stream in about 5 minutes. So when I'm wrapping up, first thing I'm gonna do is take that camera off and show you guys the progress. And then when I finish here, I'm gonna let this thing continue to run so that I can, hopefully we'll post pictures on our social media so that we can update you guys on the finished product, because I don't wanna make you wait until LaserBeam Live episode number 25, which is gonna be not next Thursday, but the Thursday after next Thursday. Although I'm very excited to hit episode number 25, I don't want to make you guys wait in order to see the finished results. You guys spent an hour with me doing some simple design, some LightBurn setup, some gSender testing, and now we're actually running the project. And I want to give you guys a little bit more than waiting till the next stream. So I will try to get the product to the marketing department so they can start taking pictures and get that on their social media as soon as possible. I'll take the video after this live stream ends, or sorry, before the live stream ends. I'm going to show you guys where the progress is at right now. All right. So guys, if you have any questions, this is your chance to get them in before I end the stream. Before I say bon voyage, let me know. If you guys have any comments, questions, I'm here for you. Just let me know. And if not, then I will give you guys the last tour and I will skedaddle, okay? So I'll give you guys a few seconds to kind of get it into the chat. And if nothing comes in, I assume that I have entertained you thoroughly and you are ready to head to bed just like I am. But I will be here for another, according to gSender, hour and 15 minutes, which is fine by me because I know this is going to look really cool. Yeah, no problem. I do apologize. I hope next time we can get a full project in. You guys won't have to wait or anything like that. But yes, before I go, I will show you exactly what we got going on here in terms of the webcam setup. So guys, this is the webcam setup. So it's a mic stand. Thank you so much, Doug. I appreciate your support. Gamer Dad. No, I'm sorry, Gamer Dad. We didn't get to offsets this time, but we will get to offsets next time. I'll give you guys a little demo. But as you can see, it's a mic stand with the webcam taped to the end of it so that you have a perfectly vertical view of the long mill. That is our setup right there. That's for Bill. He requested that. And guys, I'll show you the progress we made. So as you can see, we have engraved a lot of the paint away. But I do feel like there's another layer of paint that we could get off to make a very shiny and more contrast design, right? So you can see the Vortex is clamped to the inside of the bottle. I actually don't know where the mic stand was from. I think Andy just had it, but he might have purchased it. If I can see the branding, I'll let you guys know next time. But it seems like pretty standard mic stand. It gets pretty tall up there. Oh, I think I could see the branding in the camera. Nope, that's from the light on top of the rack. So yeah, guys, you can see it is engraving the paint off. This is 30 millimeters per second, one pass, 100% power, dip switch 5. And we have been able to engrave the paint off. And it looks pretty good, but I just think like 2 passes or 3 passes will look even better. So guys, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your energy. Maverick, thank you so much. You know the dealio. Whether it's morning, afternoon, evening, or night, my name is Ikenna for CNC Labs. Thank you for spending a little bit of time, whether you watched it live or you're watching it back on YouTube. I appreciate it. We appreciate it at CNC Labs. You have a great evening. We will post pictures on our Instagram, so follow the Instagram, like, comment, subscribe on the YouTube, follow us on Instagram so you can check out the finished project in about an hour and 15 minutes. I'm going to post it, or I'm going to send it into the marketing team so they can post it, and I will catch you on LaserBeam Live, episode number 25, in 2 weeks. Not next Thursday, but the Thursday after that. You have a great evening, and take care.